Welcome to What Do You Think Book 1, 30 Controversial Issues Today for Very Advanced Classes. Written by LIS Korea editorial staff and copy edited by Dwayne Voorhees. This is Teacher Karen and this video is brought to you by Camglish.com. This is the continuation of our topic, issue number 18, Euthanasia, on page 73. And now we are going to answer comprehension checkup. Let's see if you really understood what we read from my last video. Number 1. What was the writer's first reaction when his father died? His first reaction when his father died was relief. Number 2. What diseases had his father suffered from? The answer is few small strokes, Parkinson's disease, and arthritis. Question number 3. Why had Dad been back and forth to the hospital during the last 8 months? The answer is for blood transfusions, oxygen, urinary infections, etc. And number 4. How much did Daddy's nursing home collect from each patient a month? The answer is $2,400 a month. Let's go now to question number 5. When could his living will be valid? Sorry, it's the living will. When could his living will be valid? The answer is until his heart stopped. Number 6. When Dad was able to communicate, how did he feel? The answer is he was distressed. Number 7. Did the writer feel very sad when Dad was gone? The answer is no, he can't feel much sadness. Number 8. What did the writer feel sad about? He felt sad about that he had suffered so much before his heart finally stopped beating. Alright, so we're done with the comprehension questions. Let's go now to what do you think? Please get a piece of paper and a pen because I will need your own opinion. Just write it there. Okay, number 1. If you had an incurable disease, would you go ahead with euthanasia? Again, if you had an incurable disease, would you go ahead with euthanasia? Okay, here's an opinion sample for question number 1. In nursing homes, we see friends and relatives in various stages of deterioration and dread the day when we may be in a similar condition. The thought of imposing on family members or having strangers take care of us is not a pleasant one. Wouldn't it be wonderful if there were a hospice where a person could go when all hope of independent living was gone? A place where one could voluntarily end his or her life. I envision a place staffed with the people whose duty is to talk things over with those who come and make certain those individuals fully comprehend what they are about to do. The staff would then assist them in taking the final steps. The place I envision would allow us to exit this life in a dignified, painless, and peaceful manner. Alright, question number 2. If your child suffered from a terminal illness and he wished for euthanasia, would you accept that? Here's an opinion sample for question number 2. I think euthanasia is a sane, sensible, civilized alternative to existing in a nursing home, draining family resources and hoping against hope that the end will come soon. It's too bad it's against the law. One who assists in this sort of thing could be charged with murder. In fact, the doctor in Michigan who has assisted in 18 suicides has been arrested. One day, hopefully, in the not-too-distant future, a person who no longer wants to go on living will be permitted to exit with grace and dignity. This would sure beat the needles, jars, tubes, and respirators, to say nothing of the colossal bills, while agonized family members stand vigil at the bedside. Question number 3. Do you think it is okay to legalize euthanasia? Here's an opinion sample for number 3. Is it morally defensible to deny people the opportunity to select the method and time of their own death? We have to accept doctor-assisted suicide, since it is morally wrong to force people with incurable diseases to undergo prolonged suffering. And the last question here, number 4. What do you think God's will is? Euthanasia or supporting life as long as possible? Here's an opinion sample. Our present-day attitude supports life at any cost, even if that means paying thousands of dollars a day to keep a brain-deficient, premature baby alive in a hospital. We modern people look back on previous eras as barbaric because of such practices as leaving unwanted babies in the mountains to die of exposure. But was that barbaric or simply realistic? The common argument against assisted suicide is that those who help others die are playing God. But those who deny death to the severely ill are also playing God, a fact that does not seem to bother people as much. People who challenge contemporary thinking are often treated as being mad or dangerous. Euthanasia is a sane attitude toward human life, an alternative to the extremism of our present practices. Alright, we just have some vocabulary. We have hospice. What does it mean? Hospice means hospital for dying people. We also have respirators, which means apparatuses for giving artificial respiration over a long period. And playing God means contending against God. Alright, before we finish the class now, let's just read it. Father, I want to get married. No, my boy, you're not wise enough. When will I be wise enough? When you get rid of the idea that you want to get married. What do you think? Alright, that's all for today. I hope you've learned something from it. Hope to see you in my next video. Goodbye. Have a nice day.